Welcome. I'm Steph, an intuitive hypnotist from Quebec, Canada.
I'm Julie, a past life regression hypnotist and Reiki healer from Wisconsin.
And together, we are the Soulful Mystics. Hi, I'm Steph, creator of Soulful Stephanie, and in today's episode, I take my client Megan on a past life journey. This was an in-person session, so I do apologize for the sound quality. Our editor, Max, is working on a way to make these in-person sessions sound better. It was such an amazing session, I wanted to share it regardless. For my past life regression sessions, I ask my clients to set an intention for the session and provide me with some questions they would like to ask their higher self and spirit guides. Megan's intention for this session was to gain clarity on why she's recently been experiencing overwhelming anxiety and worry when it comes to her kids and their safety. I believe it's common for our souls to remember trauma from past lives, and they can show up in our current incarnation as fears and anxieties. Typically, they will appear around the same age as the trauma happened, and in this case, after the session, Megan mentioned that her son in the past life was the same age as her son now. I do consider myself an intuitive hypnotist because I use my intuition to guide me through the session, and I provide my clients with messages I receive throughout. Typically, I write them down as they come in, and in this case, there was a strong female presence. Megan ended up mentioning her during the spirit guide portion. She was giving me head-to-toe goosebumps the entire session, and she just emanated such pride and love for Megan. The fun part is, while editing this episode, at a certain point, I got those head-to-toe goosebumps, and my intuition told me to go back a few seconds. When I did, I had to listen closely, but there was a very clear voice that was not Megan's. I sent the clip to Megan without telling her what I felt, just to see if she noticed it too, and she did. Another thing I thought was very interesting about this session was the language she used to describe things. In the first few minutes, when she's describing her clothing, she said she was wearing a cooking tie. Her conscious mind stepped in and translated that to apron. This is also very common because while we're in trance, our conscious mind is always present. It's more quiet and in the background, but still very aware as the subconscious mind explores these past lives. And just a sensitive topic advisory, in this session, Megan mentions both murder and suicide. She doesn't go into too much detail, but just be aware that if these topics trigger you, they are discussed pretty early on in the episode. During a session, as the client experiences the scene, they typically take some time in that space before vocalizing what they're experiencing. And just for the purpose of this episode, I edited out those longer pauses. I want to thank Megan for trusting me to facilitate her first ever past life regression and for allowing me to share this with the Soulful Mystic podcast listeners. I believe so much healing can be shared through each session, whether you were the client or just someone who listened to the powerful messages. So again, thank you, Megan. All right, let's get into it. Your awareness brings you to the one book that holds the past life experience and clarity that you need to experience today. The one book that will provide you with clarity on the worries and anxiety that you're feeling in this life as Megan. Maybe you visualize it like a scene in a movie, or sense it and feel it within your mind, body, and soul. Maybe you get information telepathically or as a knowing. Whatever comes naturally and effortlessly to you. Knowing that one of these pages contains a scene from a past life that will give you the exact clarity you need today. A past life that will help you understand more about you and your journey so that you can access more of your power in this life. Paging through this book, you pause and take in one page, one scene in particular. You notice all of the details of this scene, details becoming more and more clear. And as you begin to experience yourself in this scene, effortlessly and automatically, the details become very clear. And if you look at your feet or just feel your feet in the scene, Are you wearing shoes or are you barefoot?
No shoes.
Good. And do you get a sense of what you're wearing?
I'm wearing a brown dress with a cooking tie apron.
Good. And you feel female in this scene?
I'm a woman.
And what are you aware of? Are you inside or outside?
I'm outside.
Take in the scene around you. What do you notice?
Lots of horses.
And do you take care of these horses?
They're my horses, our family.
Good. And if you tune in to your body and your emotions, do you feel happy here?
I feel scared.
Scared? And just knowing that you're completely safe, let's tune into that and see why she's scared. Does anything come up?
We're trying to get away with the horses.
And is anyone else with you?
My husband, my kids.
So just knowing you're completely safe, tune into those feelings, that emotion.
We're leaving. It's not safe. We're riding horses to leave.
Yeah.
I see a tree.
What's special about this tree?
I think he dies at the tree.
Is this your husband?
Yes.
And knowing you're able to take your awareness out of that body and just float above. Do you know what happened to him?
I think he's shot.
He was shot?
Yeah.
And as you're floating above the scene, do you see who's around? Like, who did this?
Some man, I think Grandpa.
A grandpa?
Grandpa.
And do you know why he shot him?
He's a cowboy. I think he wants money. We don't have money.
And do you know where you're heading?
We don't know where we're going. We just know we're trying to leave. We have a dog too.
You have a dog too?
It's a collie.
Okay.
But we didn't take the dog because, I don't know. I don't know why we left the dog. The kids wanted the dog to come.
Okay.
The kids.
And what's happening with the kids right now? What are you aware of?
They fall off the horse. One falls. I think the horse steps on him. He's not shot. We have a girl.
A girl?
She was with her dad on the horse. She's shot. It's all with this tree. I don't know what to do. I'm not leaving my family. Stupid horse.
And what's happening next?
She's shot, but she's not gone. But he's gone. He's gone. If we don't get past the tree too far, we still fight.
And who's we? Who else is with you still?
My husband didn't make it. But my child, my girl, she's still alive. My little boy is not alive. But I'm still taking him with me.
Yeah. And if we hit fast forward, just like in a movie, taking a deep breath, releasing any emotions trapped within your body. And we're going to hit fast forward just to see where you end up after this scene. Are you able to get away from him?
I got away. He didn't, and he didn't. But she's still bleeding, but she's still alive.
No.
She's not going to be much longer.
And so where do you go?
Go in a city. It's like a town. It reminds me of a cowboy town.
Okay. And are you looking for somebody?
No one's gonna help us. Everyone's scared.
Do you know what they're scared of?
They're scared of Grandpa. He means something. They're scared of him.
And is this a grandfather in that life, or is it grandpa in this life as Megan?
Grandpa in this life.
Okay. And what else are you aware of in this town?
There's lots of signs of bars and more horses. Lots of horses. There's a tree. I think I lay her on the tree.
And is she no longer with you when you lay her? Or do you know that she's leaving soon?
She's leaving. She knows it too. She's scared. I couldn't save them.
And when you think about this grief, the tragedy that happened, where do you feel it in your body?
My stomach.
And what does it feel like if you were to give it a texture or a color?
Green.
Okay.
With spots of red. I see amethyst. I don't know why. There.
You see it in the scene?
Like a crystal. I see a purple crystal.
Okay.
Maybe it's a necklace?
And do you take this necklace? Does something feel special about it?
I think my husband gave it to me.
Okay. So you can hold on to that necklace and take a deep breath. And does anything else come in the scene?
I think there's a bar, a man who wanted to come out but couldn't.
He wanted to come out, but did he want to help?
Yeah,
And do you know why he couldn't?
he was too scared. They're all scared of this one man. They're cowards.
Yeah. And what happens next?
I'm not scared anymore. I'm angry. I don't want to. I don't want to be here if they're not here.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Go in the bar. I'm very angry. I hurt the guy who did not help. I think I killed him.
Okay.
I couldn't forgive him for not helping her. I think I stabbed myself in the stomach.
And is this the end of that life? Or do you make it out alive?
I don't want to be there anymore. I'm trying to be gone. I didn't work the first time. I don't know why the cowboy didn't kill me.
And did he leave?
I think I died before he came. I think I killed myself.
Okay. So let's stay in that moment, the end of this life, and we're going to go through the time when your soul leaves that body. And just say okay when you've left the body, but you're still hovering around.
I think I'm happy. I'm happy again. Because it's over.
Yeah. Do you remember your last thoughts before you left?
How can I be here if they're not here? It's pointless.
Yeah. And now that your soul has left the body, looking back on your life, was it a good life before that moment?
We were happy. We were very happy. I know everyone. I know my kids, but I don't know them in that life.
No.
They're not familiar, but I think my husband's Jay.
Okay.
But my kid, I don't know.
And do you have any regrets that you're holding on to or any negative emotions in relation to this life?
I should have took the shot first. I could have blocked it, I think, if I tried. I could have saved them, maybe.
And just knowing that you did the best that you could in that moment.
We should have fought, not run.
And do you feel it anywhere else within your body, or is it really just in your stomach that you're feeling?
My legs feel weak, like shaky, and my stomach, I feel it in my head. It just feels like too much. It's just a lot.
Yeah. So we're going to release some of that. What we're going to do is we're going to start in your mind, in your head, that overwhelming feeling that you get that things are just too much. And how do you feel you want to remove it? We can get a spirit guide to come in and help you pull it out and send it to the sun. You can pull it out by a magnet. What feels right for you to remove this?
My spirit guide, she's helping.
She's helping? Good. So just allowing your spirit guide to help you remove any tension and feelings of overwhelmingness within your head. And as she's removing it, she's dissolving it and sending it away and replacing it with a bright, beautiful light. And this light is replacing all of that space, filling it up with love and forgiveness, replacing that space that once held fear, grief, regret. And we're going to move to your stomach. How do you want to remove that heaviness and nausea from your stomach?
I don't know how.
Okay, so we're going to call in your spirit guide again, and she's going to pull it out, all that green with red dots, removing from your stomach. She's dissolving it and getting rid of it completely, and visualizing it melting and dissolving. And just take your time doing this, allowing her to help you. And as she's removing it, that space that's clear, it begins to feel light, as it begins to feel free of any heaviness, and the light shining into it, dissolving any remnants. Anything that's being left behind is being burned away by this beautiful healing light. And as she continues to work on your head and your stomach, she brings her energy to your legs, feeling weak and shaky. She begins to pull all of that out, doing it with love and patience, sending you forgiveness for anything that you may be holding on to. Your body beginning to feel lighter, and this light moving from your head down into your heart and stomach, into your legs, pushing out any remnants that are weighing you down, rejuvenating you, and uniting a fearlessness within you, and knowing that this is the beginning of a new relationship to your soul and your intuition. And you're filled with that healing light from above, healing light dissolving any other blocks, any other vows, contracts, promises, and any other residue from this past life that is no longer serving your highest and greatest good. And we're going to do a body scan from your head down to your toe. Does anything else feel like it needs releasing right now?
My throat feels tight. Not pain, just tight.
So we're going to bring a positive energy right to your throat chakra as it clears and loosens its grip, allowing yourself to express how you feel. Any emotions that have been weighing on you that you haven't been able to express, your spirit guides are going to take that out effortlessly and automatically, pulling it out and sending it to the sun, where it's going to be burned up and transmuted into positive energy. And just allow yourself to be in this moment, feeling all of this energy that's no longer serving you being pulled out and replaced with love, compassion, and forgiveness. And just let me know when that feels better.
I feel relieved.
Good.
My throat doesn't feel blocked.
Good.
I feel light.
Yeah. And just feeling that lightness, that freedom.
I feel nice heat on my face.
Yeah, and that's your spirit guides showing you that they're here with you. And just embrace that, feel their love, and we're going to move to a place of spiritual guidance. At the count of 3, we're going to be in a beautiful space with your angels and your guides. 1, 2, 3. Moving into that space of spiritual guidance, we're going to send love and gratitude to yourself in that body and everybody who's there with you, sending them love and gratitude. And as you take a look around or become aware of the comfortable space you're in, it may be a garden or a cloud, and just moving to that space, the awareness, and allowing your spirit guides to come forward, taking in all of their love and messages. And my first question for Megan's spirit guides and higher self is, why was she shown this past life at this time?
Lost. Feels lost. Doesn't want to be here.
Yeah.
She's not happy.
And how can she, in this life as Megan, find a way to move past that grief and feel more happy and fulfilled? What advice do you have?
More reassurance. Things are okay.
Good. And how can she do that? Is there a way that she can call on you when she needs that reassurance that would work for her?
Yeah, I'm there. She'll feel it.
Good.
In her stomach.
She'll feel it in her stomach?
Yeah.
And what would it feel like?
Like a ball, but not pain.
Okay.
Like light.
Good. And my next question for Megan's spirit guide, we're just asking for any insights, wisdom, anything she can know about this anxiety that has been taking over her life. What does she need to know about it, and how can she release it?
Communication, connection. She needs to accept it.
Good. And how can she work towards a stronger connection with you? Is there anything she can do, like meditating, tarot cards? What can she do that would really help deepen that connection?
Meditate, stay in a quiet space, and she'll feel it.
Good.
Cards.
Cards.
Pull a card.
Pull a card? Like one card every day? How often should she do this?
Every day.
And do you have any advice on how many minutes per day, or does it matter? Just whatever she feels she needs?
Doesn't matter. Just a card.
Good. And what does she need to know about her future? What can she be excited about the future?
She's gonna get there. Don't stop now.
Yeah.
Don't give up. There's more. She's not gonna lose everything.
And what more is there for her? To give her something to look forward to. Can you give her just a glimpse of what awaits her in the future?
Her boys.
Yeah.
She's gonna get married. She doesn't want to miss that.
Yeah. Knowing that there's so much joy and experiences that are coming up, and just feeling that love and connection. And how can Megan feel more fulfilled in her work life and her home life? What can she do to feel more fulfilled?
Take care of people.
Yeah. And is that part of her spiritual gift as a healer?
Older people.
For the elderly?
Yeah, it's gonna see them when they're gone too.
Yeah.
She's okay with that.
And is that another part of her spiritual gifts as a medium?
Yeah. She's too scared.
And how can she release that fear to step into that power?
Progress. Believe it is real.
Yeah. And is that maybe something that we would be able to explore in another hypnosis session, is to see her living in her power? Would that help her?
She has. Yes.
Good. And do you have any advice for Megan for her health right now? Health of the body and the mind?
Exercise.
Yeah. And how could she find the motivation to exercise? Do you have any advice on that?
Run.
And how often would you say she should start? Should it be twice a week? How should she start?
Yeah. 1, 2. It'll get up.
Yeah.
She loves running.
And is that another way that you communicate with her when she runs?
Yeah.
Being out in nature, feeling free.
Water too.
Water, yeah. Good.
It's a safe space.
Yeah. And do you have any advice for how Megan can work through her anxiety when it comes to her kids? How can she know that they're safe and that they will be safe?
She just has to let it go. Live.
Yeah.
It's not again. It's different.
Yeah. So knowing that this past life that we experience today is in the past, and the boys are safe, you are safe, and it is really important to live your life because they want to see you happy. And once they see their parents happy, that heals them. It heals their generational trauma, it heals your trauma. And so how can she work on letting go and living?
35. It's gonna be better.
At 35?
She's gonna let go. It's gonna be really hard.
Yeah. and knowing that it's a productive thing to do, to rest and to take care of herself. And the work on releasing all this stuff does take time, but each day, just know that it's going to get easier and lighter. And do you have any other advice for Megan today?
Keep going.
Yeah. And do you have any messages for her before we go?
It's not the same life.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. I'm holding you.
Good.
She feels it.
Yeah. And just feel that. Take a few moments here to feel the love and the embrace of them holding you. Just get to know, recognize that feeling so that when you are feeling down and anxious, you can just pull in that feeling and let it go. Know you're safe. Good. And is there anything else that's coming through, or does it feel clear for today?
It's not her fault.
Yeah. And so every day that passes, every moment, it's going to get easier and easier for you to believe and to accept that it's not your fault. It's going to get easier and easier for you to get motivated to take care of yourself, love yourself, and forgive yourself, and to keep going. Just keep moving, knowing that your guides are holding you and protecting you always, and knowing that it's okay and it's safe to tune into your powerful self as a healer for the elderly, as your mediumship progresses. Every day now, release the fear, release the blocks that are holding you back from reaching that powerful self. Take a deep breath. We're going to thank your guides, send love and gratitude to them and your higher self and any other enlightened being that was here and helping guide and protect you today. Knowing it will get easier and easier for you to acknowledge and release any blocks that are holding you back, releasing any shame and judgment, and pulling in more love, acceptance, and forgiveness. And every day now, you're going to evolve in how you treat and love yourself, evolving in a way that works for you today, and that will get easier with every day that goes by. Such a good session. Megan and I had a really good chat afterwards about her experience, and a couple things she was shocked about was the way she experienced it. She explained it was visual, kind of like watching a movie while gently dozing off, but still aware of the storyline, and she also felt the emotions within her body. Her eyes were moving side to side, just like when experiencing REM sleep. And when she cried, she felt her chin trembling. And she said that she's someone who tends to hide her emotions and doesn't cry. So this was a surprise to her, but she said it felt like a huge release. The first thing she said when she sat up was, "Oh my God, I killed someone." She was really shocked about that. I believe we've all experienced lifetimes where we hurt or killed others, just like we've all experienced lifetimes where we were murdered. Also, when she says grandpa in this session, she was talking about her grandpa in this life as Megan. They have a very close relationship and love each other very much. They help each other and really enjoy each other's company. So again, she was surprised that he was the cowboy assassin in this past life who killed her family. I believe we come into each other's lives to resolve karma and to learn from lessons from past lives. In this case, I believe Megan and her grandpa chose to be family in this life to make up and forgive the wrongdoings in that life and possibly other lives. It's extremely powerful. If you like today's episode, stay tuned. We will be posting even more client sessions. And that's it for today's episode. Until next time, stay curious.